All right, now if I could have everyone's attention and our focus, we go from the welcoming to our toast this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for our best man, Kyle.
Hi everybody. Wow, this is really happening. I want to start by saying this is one of the best looking audiences I've ever had the pleasure to speak with. That's mostly because my new sister-in-law, Stephanie Henchar, is in the crowd though. And doesn't she look gorgeous tonight? Yes, applaud that. Stephanie, you truly look like a queen tonight. Bryce, on the other hand, well, you've managed to not spill anything down the front of your shirt yet. And for you, that's a big win, buddy. We all saw you last night. Half the people in this room know me, and the other half are squinting their eyes thinking, is that a wiser, more mature-looking version of Bryce? The answer is yes. My name is Kyle, and not only am I Bryce's older brother, but I recently found 3 gray hairs in my beard, so I think that more than qualifies me as wise and mature. Before I get started on this handsome groom though, a quick word on these groomsmen. Bryce told me he wanted the coolest, best looking, most fun guys by his side on his big day. Unfortunately, none of them were available, so he had to settle for you knuckleheads. Bryce was a very interesting child. He cried a lot, as many in this room know and remember him by. I recently heard a story that Bryce was at a party in middle school, so he was at least 12 years old, and this was a boy-girl party, mind you. They put on a scary movie that Bryce really didn't want to watch, so he started to cry heavily, throw a major tantrum, and made my mother come pick him up. I repeat, he was in middle school, and there were girls there. This was Bryce's first foray into becoming the ladies' man you all know and love today. Did you know Bryce peed sitting down until he was 6 years old? This is a 100% true story. Stephanie, does he still pee sitting down? She's nodding yes for those in the back. I think this extremely odd habit gave Bryce a lifelong love for being very comfortable sitting on the toilet. So I had something made that showcases Bryce in his most natural habitat. Now this picture is very near and dear to Stephanie and Bryce's hearts, hanging on their fridge at home. And this is your class. Man, damn, weren't you cute back in the old day? What happened to you, buddy? Thank you, Paul. So, this is your classic Bryce photo. This says everything you need. Little chicken legs, perfect mullet showing through, big goofy grin. What's that? He's only peeing. He's sitting down, 6 years old. So, I'm done with that now, Paul. Thank you. Bryce, Stephanie, I expect that to be hanging in your living room next time I come over. Deal?
Maybe not the basement.
In the basement, that's gone. I had a pretty sweet gig as an only child for a couple years in the 80s there. But then sweet little Bryce came along, cute as button, came along and threw a wrench in that situation. The relationship between an older brother and a younger brother is very special. The younger brother naturally adores and idolizes the older brother. And in return for that love and admiration, the older brother beats the living crap out of the younger brother every chance he gets. I have choked Bryce to the point of passing out. I have knocked Bryce out via throwing a log at his head. I used to sit on Bryce and make him bury his head in the couch cushions, and he would have to pray that I beat the next Super Mario Brothers level. He knew that was the only way he was going to win. So, Stephanie, if Bryce ever gets out of line, give me a call and I will come over there and sit on him anytime you need me to. But for as much as I tormented Bryce as a child, we had a lot of fun growing up. Our mom and dad, Sandy and Kevin here, allowed us to have mullets with lightning bolts shaved from the sides of our heads for the majority of our youth. For those not familiar with the mullet, that's short hair on top, long flowing mane in the back. Highly recommend this for children. My son will, mandatory, he's having one. I'm surprised we turned out as well adjusted as we did. Mom, Dad, you're very lucky that Bryce and I aren't currently operating the tilts we're all at the Campfield Fair this weekend. We would go on trips as kids, and I would ask my parents, why is it so easy for Bryce to make friends on vacation? I wasn't able to do that. I was jealous. But sometimes it went too far, and before you knew it, Bryce would be sitting on an 80-year-old couple's lounge chair in Florida, serenading them with a spot-on rendition of the Lollipop Guild song from The Wizard of Oz. He will sing it for you tonight later after about 5 or 6 whiskeys. It's on the agenda. As we both got older and moved to Cleveland, we lived together for quite a few years. Those years were very special to me. I cherish them. The happy hours in Coventry, the lost binge-watching marathons, Bryce running for cover every time we would do chores, the cloud of dirt that would follow Bryce around like Pigpen from Peanuts. On second thought, maybe I don't cherish those days as much as I thought. I kid, of course. Those days were very special to me. Those days living together in our 20s. I've watched you grow from a slightly obnoxious child to a grown man who is loved by his friends and family, admired by his colleagues, and is now married to the love of his life, Stephanie. As I embark on... Okay, sorry. Waterworks are coming. As I embark on this new journey called fatherhood, I would be honored to have my son grow up to become the man Bryce is today. I swear on my best gun. Bryce and Stephanie, I'm truly, truly happy for the two of you. You guys share a bond that's special. You share something real, and everyone in this room can tell that. I want you guys to cherish that. I have been married to my lovely wife, Kim, for 3 years. Best 3 years of my life. I wish you both all the happiness and joy that marriage brings. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And I know you two will be an amazing aunt and uncle to baby Henshar in just a couple months. So I ask everyone, please raise your drinks. Bryce, raise your wine cooler. To many, many years of happiness and joy to Bryce and Stephanie. And Stephanie, make sure you share everything in life with Bryce, including the housework. Ms. Rovia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Kyle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to reintroduce you to Matron Bonnie.
Hello. So I'd say most of you know me. And one thing that you probably know about me is that I'm relatively good at public speaking. You know, as a child, I had this big aspiration that someday you'd be voting for me. Well, in 2032.
We wish.
But I've spent the last couple months thinking about what I really wanted to say today to make a point not only to friends and family, but strangers who maybe don't know what Stephanie is truly like. And I guess the biggest thing for me is Stephanie and I were friends in later life. We didn't get to spend our childhood together. We were on the opposite sides of the state. But one thing that I always said to Steph from the moment I met her was that I truly believed that God had a plan for us to become friends. Because his plan was that we needed each other. And for me to be standing before you guys today, it's not only incredibly humbling for me, but overwhelming. Because I have never had feelings about somebody that I do about Steph. And it's through thick and thin. Stephanie and I, it was very serendipitous. Both of us went to the University of Toledo. We ended up crossing paths here and there, and then we both decided, oh, hey, maybe it'd be a good idea to rush a sorority together. So Steph and I went through this 3-day-long sorority recruitment thing, and we weren't even crossing paths at that moment, but somehow both of us ended up going to Chi Omega. which I'm thankful for every day. Stephanie and I were friends right away. Both of us had a snot-nosed little brother. A little pain in the ass, you might say. But who we loved beyond any recognition.
That's damn right.
So we instantly bonded over that. And as we got to know each other more and more, we realized how important family was. From the moment Steph and I were friends, she was family right away. My grandparents adore her, my mother adores her, and it just continued on that way. And it's not to say we haven't gotten in our fair share of trouble. One of the first memories I have of Stephanie Pavlonis, well, Henchar now, is that we decided one night, oh, well, we're gonna go and hang out with some friends that we just met this week. And all I'm gonna say is that we never got arrested, but we were really good at making an escape. I could not be more thankful after all this and Stephanie and I getting close that she found somebody like Bryce. Bryce is inherently smart, but really funny and outrageous, and sometimes you don't take him seriously, but he's serious. So it was a little bit of this and that, but I knew the first time I met Bryce that there was something more there. Because he was the first person that not only looked at Stephanie for the incredibly beautiful person she is, but he also knew how valuable she was, and her intelligence, and her soul, and who she was. So for me, when she told me they got engaged, I was like, yeah, this is right. It makes sense. And I could not be happier for both of them. I think they have a beautiful life in front of them. I think they have beautiful people in this room that are going to support them through everything and love them and cherish them. And they're going to grow so much stronger because of it. So I'd like to make a toast. And I'd like to make a toast to on behalf of two people that would be up here with us tonight, who are looking down and loving every moment of this. Because this is your moment, Steph. This is your moment, Bryce. This is the beginning of your lives.
Cheers.
Thank you. And at this moment, I'd like to introduce you to Aunt Terry. She's going to be giving us some blessing this evening. So, Aunt